Salam, I think that's how you say it. So this is a special video for my Indonesian friends, and I've got some good news for you. I hope it's good news. So I just happen to have lots of subscribers from Indonesia. I don't know why. They don't show in my analytics. My analytics don't mention that there's a population of people from Indonesia, but the comments that I get are often from people from Indonesia, because people tell me, and because of the language. So I realized recently that you can get the captions or the subtitles of your video, and you can have them translated into a different language. So while I speak English, the captions will be first of all it'll be transcribed into English and then translated into Indonesian. Now, I didn't realize Indonesian was actually a language. I thought there were lots of different languages in Indonesia, but Indonesian comes up anyway. So this video and all my most recent videos, if you go into the captions, if you're an Indonesian speaker and English, and you don't speak English, or maybe English is your second language, and you want to follow along to what I'm saying in your own language, you just go into the captions. I don't know, I can't remember how you access captions on YouTube, but I think there's a button on the screen, isn't it, that you press and it gives you captions. So from now on, everything, unless and I'll only change that if I get overtaken by people who speak a different language, and much more of them, and then maybe I'll change it. But for now, for the foreseeable future, everything will be translated into Indonesian for you. So first of all, I want to say a proper hi to my Indonesian friends, and a thank you to all the people that subscribe from Indonesia. I guess maybe people might not necessarily be living in Indonesia, but maybe hail from there, or speak the language and live elsewhere. Indonesia, it's funny because I'm originally from the UK and moved to New Zealand about 6 or 7 years ago, and it's now suddenly like the East, Asia is so much closer. Although I'm in a very westernized country, I feel much kind of more connected to Asian people and Asian countries, if that makes sense. I mean, when I was in the UK, I had Asian friends, but here I feel well, it's much closer, isn't it, Asia? There's no two ways about it. I'm much nearer to Asia. So I've had more connection both online and offline with people from China and Malaysia, and of course Indonesia, which is great. And I'm always interested in different cultures. So Indonesia is a place I would love to visit. I love wildlife. I've got a bit of a fascination with the dragons. I never trust myself to say this right. It's kimono dragons. So what's the garment? There's a garment, isn't there, called a kimono? Is it a kimono or a komodo? The garment, which I think is Japanese, isn't it? And then there's the dragon, the giant monitor lizards that live on the islands. I'd love to see them, even though I can't kind of reliably say their name. And a lot of the other wildlife as well. I'd love to go and visit the wildlife in Indonesia and sample the culture. I don't know much about the culture. My understanding is that it's a majority Muslim culture. I've been to Muslim countries before, briefly. So I've been to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates briefly. I've spent a couple of weeks in Turkey. I really like hearing the call to prayer. I think there's something rather beautiful about that. I'm quite. Some people, certainly people in Western cultures, are quite Islamophobic, aren't they? I don't hold that. I think Islam is I've actually worshipped with Muslims, as I may have mentioned in another video. So when this is a tangent, by the way, and my channel goes off on tangents. If you didn't realise, because you couldn't hear what I was saying, most of what I say is a tangent. So when we had that horrible mosque shooting here in New Zealand, we had an event to show solidarity with the community of people that were that have been killed, of the community of the people who have been killed, and the local Muslim community. I don't know how to describe this, but they set up a prayer area. They carpeted an area. And they invited anyone that wanted to join the Muslims in prayer to come and do so. So I have actually joined in. I haven't prayed in a mosque. I've been to a mosque. I've been to a mosque in London, but I prayed alongside my Muslim brothers. I say brothers because of the men and the women worship separately. So I have solidarity with my Muslim brothers and sisters. But I prayed specifically with my Muslim brothers. So, and yeah, wildlife. I'd love to see orangutans. I'd like to see an orang pendek, if they do indeed exist. Lots of reasons. So I'd love to come and see you guys at some point. That would be great. But thank you all for your tremendous support. So again, if you're following in your different language, you might not realise that our channel has a mission. Although we talk about all kinds of different things on the channel, our mission is to get information about a horrible mental health condition, a form of obsessive compulsive disorder called retroactive jealousy. And the mission of our channel is to get information out to people who suffer with that, the kind of information that will actually get them into recovery and help them turn their lives around and get out of that horrible, miserable condition. So that's our purpose. So every time you watch one of our videos, especially if you watch it to the end, and especially if you comment or hit the like button and things like that, that persuades the YouTube algorithm to share all our videos, including those retroactive jealousy videos, more widely. And it's literally saving lives in some cases, because it's a horrible condition. So so hi, I think it's salam. Do you say salam or salam is what I read, but salam, I think it sounds more, my guess, but I'm just guessing. So thank you for all your support. I hope I continue to have your friendship and your support, and maybe one day we'll get to meet. I'd like to come and visit your amazing country. So thank you again, and so check out those captions, those subtitles, and I'll see you soon. Rangimarie. Oh, Rangimarie, by the way, that's not English, so that will confuse the translation mechanism. Rangimarie is the Maori word for peace. So a lot of people say peace at the end of a video, or peace out. So I always say Rangimarie, and I always begin with Kia ora koutou. So kia ora koutou, kia ora is a Maori greeting, which means literally be whole. Koutou means everyone. So kia ora koutou means be whole, everyone. So that will get messed up by the translation. On that note, I shall say it again. Rangimarie.